Hello everyone, I'm Skratch. Welcome to the channel. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. Hope you guys are having an amazing weekend. Let me know in the comments down below. How is your weekend going so far? Doing anything interesting today? Chillaxing at home, watching some movies with a family, going out drinking with friends, or anything special at all? I'll be chilling at home for whoever is curious. Just having a chilled one today actually with the family. In today's video guys, we're gonna showcase Xena. Now last night we actually had a chance to take her in for a spin on the stream. You know, we've seen what her potential is, and I'm at a conclusion that she is not trash, guys. And I'm gonna walk you through everything that you need to know about the champion, of course. Now, I'm not on the test server. I avoided that like the plague this time around because I'm at a point where it's irrelevant to try arena champions on the test server. The teams that you're encountering that are just weak sauce is something that you won't be finding in the actual game. So I'm trying to stay away as much as possible if I can acquire the champion and not try it on the test server. I have no live arena there, unfortunately, no tag arena. So it's just arena, classic arena with 5 players, basically, you know. So it's not really going to make justice to any champions. But if we don't have any other options, we're going to have to do it. So I'm going to show you the build at the end. Let me just quickly walk you through what you need to know about the champion. So this passive right here, guys, is actually pretty strong. You're going to increase your attack by 10% every time you're using an active skill. So the champion is kind of like designed to be in a longer fight, you know. Then, of course, you have a chance to transform your hit from a weak hit into critical, normal, or even strong hit, which is very nice. 100% when attacking enemies under 2 or more buffs or debuffs. So basically, you have Duchess, Spirit Affinity. If she has 2 buffs on, 100% you will not weak hit. If she has 2 debuffs on, 100% she will not weak hit against Duchess, okay, which is massive. As Force against Spirit, you know how it is. They don't go very good. And we've always rated the Force champions a bit lower because of Duchess and other Spirit champions. Then, fills this champion's turn meter by 100% and places a 50% increased attack buff on this champion for 1 turn whenever 8 or more buffs are placed on the enemy team in a single turn. Now, Siphi will buff. She will counter Siphi. Elva, she will buff. Increase speed block buffs. She will counter Elva. Duchess will buff. She will counter Duchess. Necret will buff with a shield set as well. She will counter all that because of all the buffs being placed in a battle, even at the beginning. So there's a lot of interesting stuff going on with her passive, and you're gaining 100% turn meter on top of what you already have. So you will guarantee to take a turn as soon as somebody buffs with 8 or more buffs, which is massive. A lot of people don't really understand how this passive works, but I'm going to show you and how powerful it can be and how you can destroy the speed meta, guys, okay? Speed meta gets clapped by Xena. These 2 skills are AoEs, you ignore defense, etc. But I'm going to walk you through it once we're going to jump and do a fight. I've already recorded a couple of live arena fights before I recorded this intro. Live arena was coming to an end, guys, the time slot, so I had to do it regardless. And yeah, live arena is still the same. 2 months later, I stopped playing 2 opponents in the entire live arena, and yeah, no fun. 5 minutes waiting for every fight. So we're currently in Platinum Arena. We can try quite a few different teams. Let's give it a go against this team right here. Don't play on Oro, okay? Don't play Arena on Oro because you lose fights. So basically, Xena, we have Warlord to lock them after because that Uko can be dangerous. Even Wukong can polymorph my champion, and that's not great. If you don't have Warlord, use a different champion. Basher or Alika, they're epic champions that can lock skills, and with Xena, they work better than with any other champion because Xena is completely going to wipe some of their champions out of the existence, okay? So let's do a fight and see how this is basically being played out, you know? Okay. So, unfortunately, that Uko stole my stone skin from Duchess. Now, how you may notice, I got the turn with my Xena, the passive car in front of everyone else. And right now, I could use the A2, ignores 5% of the target's defense for each buff, and still turn meter. But that won't be a good thing, because I have 2 champions on stone skin. I won't steal turn meter from those ones. Then, I have the A3 attacks all enemies, will ignore 10% of the target's defense for each buff on the target, and resets the cooldown of the skill if we kill 2 enemies. So we're gonna go in with this skill. We killed Wukong. I'm gonna lock them. That Wukong will come back to life. He could potentially become annoying once he's back. And seems like he came back to life pretty fast, actually. Okay. There we go. And now I'm going to use the 8-2 on her. And steal Termiter from them, basically, you know. Okay. Then again, we have Wukong coming back to hunt us, you know. Let's take him down. Let's take him down. And slowly we take down the rest. I don't have increased attack. Seems like Uko stole my increased attack, you know, which is a shame. We got that Wukong down again. Let's try to put block buffs. And should we try to kill him? Let's see. Can we have enough firepower? No, we cannot. Okay. That's fine. He actually smacked us a bit there. I still have one more turn till I can lock with Warlord. But let's try to revive here. Okay, so we can lock them again and slowly wipe them off. Unfortunately, I just didn't have enough firepower without that increased attack to take them down, you know. And they're much tankier. I haven't paid attention if they're empowered or no. Okay. Come on, Xena. Come on, Xena. I'm not using the A2. The reason why I was holding back was just because that Uko could have still the increased attack from her, you know. So I'm gonna try to do that and slowly kill his Siphi, you know, and we're gonna deal with the rest. Wukong coming back, wipe them all off, wipe them all off. So that's actually pretty good. 526k damage with Xena, guys. Pretty nice. He didn't have anyone empowered, but he had Awakening on all of them, which gives you a boost in stats, etc. Let's try to go against this team. So we have Taras, we have Warlord, and we have Khaimar as well. Very curious to see if Siphi is faster than the other two or no. And yes, she is. Look at that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they have there. We are taking our turn. So now I'm going to go for the A2 because I'm going to ignore some defense. And I'm going to steal Termiter. Now, the problem is when they have shields, guys, once you break that shield, that doesn't count as a buff anymore. At least for the A2, you know. So we got some Termiter down. And now I can just go in and lock them. That's why I said, if you have a Basher, because you don't have Warlord, you don't have a Yumeko, right now you lock them. And they're so low that by the time I'm going to rotate again to Xena, which is pretty damn soon. You see her Termiter is almost full because I stole it. I'm going to wipe his entire team. Maybe Taras is going to survive. But I'm going to do an ally attack, or maybe we're not. And bang. Taras survived, which is fine. But again, he still didn't took a turn. His skills are locked. The rest of the team is dead. So it doesn't matter what locker you're using. Okay, that's my main point. It feels like they definitely gained a lot of value with Xena, the other lockers. The epics. Alika and Basher. So there you go. Now, I don't think I can find teams with Elva, teams with Duchess. We can go against the team with Duchess too. We're gonna look for it. We have this one right here. So what's gonna happen basically? I'm gonna take him out. That Valkyrie is gonna take Termiter because of Necret. But you know what? I'm still gonna go like this. Let's try it out. Let's try it out. And we're gonna do a couple of fights with that Warlord too. We're still going in front. And I'm still going to attempt to steal the Termiter. Because they have so many buffs, you know. And we wiped pretty much all of them. So now they're locked. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. And there you go. Job done, guys. Just like that. Siphi, get clapped. You know, like no remorse. I have no remorse for Siphi because she's been in the meta for so long. She's a very good counter to Mashal, for example. He buffs a lot, right? So she's going to take the turn straight after, just as an idea. Ursaga, if I'm not mistaken, she buffs quite a bit too. All these champions that bring in a lot of buffs, guys. And if we're going to attack a team with Duchess as well, guys, I'm going to try not to take a locker against them. So I'm going to remove Warlord, and I'm actually going to look for my Wukong, and hopefully mine's still built. And I can actually take care of his Wukong, you know. So let's go in like this. I don't want to lock them because I want the Duchess to buff. You know, usually Duchess is not as fast as a Siphi. You know, so keep that in mind as well. There we go. So I'm gonna let them buff. There we go. You see, she's taking the turn instantly. So right now they have a lot of buffs on. I'm actually gonna go with the A3 instead, just to try it a bit differently. And okay, we haven't dealt a lot of damage. Seems like quite a bit of reaction in there as well. So let's protect our Duchess here. There we go. Wukong will steal the buffs from them. Put block buffs on them as well at the same time. And now I can go with the A2. So basically, right now, I'm going to steal Thermiter from them too. So if they have two buffs, I'm not going to get resisted. So I'm not going to get resisted on 1 and 2. The problem is actually the shield. So when they have the shield, if I break the shield, I'm not going to steal the Thermiter because that counts only as a buff. And if I get resisted, it's not going to happen, you know. But we're going to do some damage, though. We're going to do some damage. That's what matters. And let's try to take that Duchess down. Now, if she would have another debuff, no chance for me to weak hit. If she would have another buff, 2 buffs, sorry, no chance for me to weak hit against that either, you know. So that's pretty cool, actually. Okay, Wukong is finally going to do some... do something in his team. It's gonna say, I don't wanna polymorph. I wanna kill her. Then we deal with Necret here. And I still have it. I was like, do I still have the protection from Necret on anybody to ally attack, you know? But I'm curious, why didn't she ally attack, you know? Did I miss something there? Maybe I did, and I haven't noticed it. Maybe. Who knows? But there we go. This will be our last fight as well here, guys. We're gonna move over to live arena just so you guys get to see how she's being played there. Okay, Wukong coming in nasty with his damage build here. We're gonna revive, and we're gonna kill his Wukong again. And I'm still not gonna polymorph because I want to kill you. Don't want to waste too much time, you know. Xena. Okay. Boom! Go down. Let's try Xena in live arena, guys. Very curious to see how people react to her so far. Some people might know what she does. Some people might not. Hopefully, people will pick the right teams to counter them with her. If no, it's kind of like a irrelevant situation. Just killing time here. Okay, he got Siphi. That's perfect. That's exactly what we needed. So we're going to take Necret. I'm going to take protection for her first. Then I'm going to bring in my DPS champions. So let's see. What is he picking? Let me guess. He's bringing Rotos. That's clear because he got his UDK. But surprise me with something else. What else you're bringing? Sun Wukong. He's gonna want both of the free champions, you know? Let's see. He's really debating there. Should I take this? Should I take that? Okay. So he's going Helicat. He's going Arbiter. Okay. I get his point. So let's just play it a bit different. I'm gonna ban his UDK. I don't want his UDK in the fight there because he's going to be annoying. And no point to take Rotos. He can half him if he wants. Let's go like this with Leorius. I'm supposed to bring in Taras just to scare him. Maybe he was gonna ban my Taras actually. Like, if you see +3 Leorius or Xena, non-empowered, non-awakened, most probably you're not gonna worry about her so much, right? Let's see, is this the fight? I've been trying to record quite a few. I've recorded some without the cam, which I might go over, you know. But it's pretty hard to find opponents that might want to use the champions that can kind of like play around, at least for this specific team, you know. So let's ban that. They ban my Warlord, that's fine. Now I've encountered where they didn't buff with Siphi because they knew Xena's passive, you know. So I'm curious to see if this guy will do. Very curious. Let's see. Okay, so he's buffing with Arbiter first. Is he? Or he's not? He seems very confused though. He might not buff. Okay, he did. Thank you so much. So basically, guys, the passive is right here. Counters the speed like crazy. Counters Siphi, counters Duchess champions that buff a lot. It gives me increased attack, and right now I can just go in and wipe him off. You know, that was it. He's gonna put me at the front. As soon as that Siphi buffs, the next champion that goes in the team is going to be Xena, and he's gonna wipe them off. As simple as that. Now, how I mentioned, some people down the line will learn the game. Some people will know that, okay, it's not a good moment to buff with my Siphi. Let me just dodge that, you know, like I've encountered where somebody already didn't buff at all with Siphi, but that as well put him in the bad spot. I still managed to win the fight because he didn't buff at all. So that Siphi was constantly staying away from buffing, you know. And the main champion that people pick in live arena is Siphi, actually, you know. So let's go like this. Let's go like this. Maybe he's not gonna get Duchess. Maybe he is. We'll find out. And getting that increased attack from Xena's passive is pretty cool, actually, you know. And mine, she's not empowered. She's not awakened. So it's going to be hard to compete against champions that are highly empowered, champions that have a lot of blessings, because it is harder for her to keep up the step with them, you know, in terms of their stats and stuff. But I feel like she's definitely gonna put in some work. Definitely gonna put in some work. And I tend to open with the A2 on her to gain the turn meter. Maybe it's gonna allow me to rotate again if they don't have a lot of stone skin. If they have a lot of stone skin, I'm not gonna use the A2 because I'm not stealing turn meter when they have stone skin. So I'm gonna go to the A3 and at least try to kill the champion that buffed, because the A3 ignores 10% of the target's defense for each buff on them, while the A2 only 5% or each of defense for each buff, sorry. And the A3 has a 4.1 multiplier, while the A2 has a 4.0. So it's a little bit better, you know, a little bit better. Let's see what is this guy getting in here. UDK, and what they say. Or he's not getting UDK. In the name of God, peak. I have 10 more minutes. I want to do a couple of more fights. Why am I finding all the lazy players today? Half asleep, all of them. My God. Wake up, people. Wake up. I'm going to put Taras just to intimidate him, in the hope that he's not going to ban my Xena or something like that, you know. So let's see. Armin. Okay, he still went for Warlord. That's fine. So check this out. I've encountered where people where their Siphi was pretty slow, and I got clapped by the team, you know, because he had the lockout much faster. So there we go, Siphi. What are you doing? Are you buffing or you're not? Do you know what's happening here or you do not? Very curious. Okay, he went for the sleep. He's not. He knows. But his Kymar got slapped. So right now he's kind of like at a point where, okay, what am I doing? What am I doing? He's gonna attempt to polymorph either my Duchess, either my Taras, probably Taras, because he's concerned about him. Okay, he went for Duchess. Okay, that's fine. Okay. I want to take his Rotos down, hopefully, because he will kill my Duchess if no, yeah. Is he? Yeah. I knew it. I knew that he was gonna do that. And he got lucky as well, man, and landed the defense down on my Taras. Look at that. Are you buffing now or you're still not buffing? You see, he knows. This guy knows what's happening, so he's not going to buff. But I'm gonna do this and take Thermiter from all of them. Even though we got weak hits, we barely got any Thermiter actually, because they had no buff, so we got resisted too. My bad. I was gonna say, don't you dare killing him with your firepower. Okay. Man, my Taras is literally asleep all day here. What's happening? Okay, let's do this. Let's take his Rotos down. Ah, he can sleep her now. He can sleep. I'm surprised he didn't. He revived instead. I still have 3 champions alive. If he's not gaining a lot of extra turns, we're spot on. Okay, beautiful. But you see, this guy knew, for example, he didn't buff with Siphi, but that gave us as well an advantage, just for the simple fact that because he's not buffing, he doesn't have increased defense. His champions are squishier. He doesn't have increased speed. He doesn't have the Thermiter. So all of a sudden, his Siphi tends to become more irrelevant. So the main thing that she does in here is just the sleep, which can still be very annoying, don't get me wrong. But the whole idea is that she's definitely becoming more useful in the team, you know. So right now, if I would attack with this, I feel like I'll rather go with A1. Better chance to kill his Siphi. And bang, just like that, Xena clapping. So we've seen Xena Warrior Princess in action, guys. How I mentioned at the beginning, she is not trash. I actually find her pretty OP against Siphi and other champions like this. I think she definitely has her place in the game, and she will benefit more the average player than the top player, just for the simple fact that this passive is so powerful, even in classical arena in the lower tiers. Now, when I'm doing Platinum Arena, for example, most of the people that are fighting in top 50, they have slower Siphis, they have much faster lockouts, so she's not a great counter against that. But when you're moving down from there, everybody's running Siphi fast, they're running Elva fast, they're running other champions fast that buff a lot. She is so powerful to wipe the rest of their team before even moving, you know? So I have a pretty good build on her, not the craziest build. I haven't gave her the best gear, and I feel like she is performing pretty well with this build. I need to up her crit damage quite a bit, honestly. I still need to ascend this gear, but I don't have the oils. Total stats, 34k HP. She's pretty squishy as a champion, so you do need someone to keep her alive in the very high end of arena. For the lower tiers, where you just wipe everybody off, you just go in, you let that Siphi take a turn, she goes in, wipes everybody, move to the next fight, move to the next fight. It's actually speed farm. Might be one of the fastest speed farms in the game after the Hegemon one, you know? 7.8k attack, so very good attack, but the crit damage is pretty low. So I definitely need to make some adjustments here. But I haven't moved gear from any of my main champions. I wanted to avoid doing that, you know? 2.3k defense. We have a 226 speed, full crit rate, 238 crit damage. She doesn't need accuracy, she doesn't need resistance. And this is the weapon. This is the helmet right here. This is the shield. Crit damage gloves. Shame this is a sanction on flat attack and not something better, but I'll take it. Attack chest piece. And attack boots. That's how I managed to get all this attack, right? Ascending gear and hitting the right substat when you are ascending, or the main stat, is insane, okay? It's game changing. But when you're not, that becomes pretty meh, you know? This is the ring right here, triple roll on attack. This is the amulet, ascended crit damage, so we gotta take her to 6 stars. And this is the banner, ascended attack as well, which is beautiful because it's perfect for her with this double roll on speed, you know? You don't want her too slow either. Now, I haven't tested, I'll be honest with you guys, I haven't tested if I give her no speed whatsoever, what's going to happen. I wouldn't recommend you to build her like that because, you know what? She's not going to take turns after, and that's going to be bad. So you still want to give her some speed. Masteries, we have offense and defense 3, Helm Smasher as tier 6, and yeah, guys, this is my build on Xena. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I know the Champion Pass is a complete ripoff. Just try to don't focus on the pass itself. Focus on the champion. I'm gonna discuss more about this in an upcoming video because I feel like it's a pretty sensitive topic on its own, out of context. So I really want to dive into analyzing the entire thing and kind of like give you guys my take on the actual Champion Pass, you know. But that was all for the video. Appreciate every single one of you guys watching. Much love, and I'll catch you all soon in the next one. Peace.